A vice is usually thought of as some kind of little indulgence that we use. A little treat, a little, a little booze, a little weed, a little, casual sex, a little this and that, a little coffee. We all have our little vices, right? In our society, it's normalized to have a vice. We're kind of taught that we need a vice. We're kind of given vices from the time that we're little kids, and then we grow up thinking this is normal. There's a life, there's an option where you don't need a vice. So a vice, as I'm offering it in this video, I'm not saying that you're never going to be able to drink or smoke weed, or that you shouldn't do those things, or that you shouldn't drink wine or coffee. What I'm saying is the compulsive behaviors to lean on these things is what we can be free of. I've been completely free of vices for the past more or less 9 years. I haven't had any vices, but really in truth, it's been like the past couple years, the past 3 years, where I've been very, very, very diligent about not indulging in vices. And what I can tell you from this side of things is that this is where freedom is. I'm completely free of any external substance or any external habit to make me feel okay. I never need to wake up and drink a cup of coffee to feel normal. I never have to drink wine in a social situation to feel more comfortable. I never have to smoke weed to feel less anxious. I'm not saying these things to brag because I know it sounds like I'm bragging. I'm saying these things because the fact that I can be sitting here talking to you, telling you these things is a testament to the fact that if I can do it, you can do it. I wasn't always just I have a lot of equanimity. There's not a lot that can throw me. You can put me almost anywhere with the clothes on my back and I'll be A-okay. I'm fine. And I got this way from a lot of work that I'm going to be talking to you about in this video. The way that I got this way, the fact that I'm able to you can put me anywhere and I'm at home. You can put me in a social situation that's very uncomfortable and I might feel a little anxiety, but I'm at home, baby. I'm at home. I can be at home in the discomfort. I can be alone for long stretches of time and feel not lonely. I can eat really simple food and be completely okay with it. Now, this isn't about asceticism. I'm not saying to renounce things. This is not renunciation. This is self-discipline and temperance. Self-discipline and temperance it seems like a dichotomy, like if you cut things out of your life and you stop relying on the comforts, the creature comforts that keep you comfortable, that you're not going to enjoy your life, that you're not going to be as free, that you get less freedom from taking these things out of your life, from getting rid of the weed, from getting rid of the wine, getting rid of the BS relationships, getting rid of Tinder, getting rid of all the BS. It seems like, well, this isn't much freedom. You're taking all this stuff away from your life, but actually it's the only way that we can be free. This is it. This is the only way you can be free. Here's why. Because every vice you've got, everything you feel like you need to have, that weed, that wine, that toxic relationship, that time-wasting habit, that shopping addiction, those beautiful shoes you have to spend the $200 on or whatever it is. The only reason you have these things in your life is because you're avoiding feeling a certain feeling. So you're avoiding feeling a certain feeling. This is where the vice comes in. This is where the compulsion comes in. We have a feeling come up. Uh-oh, here's a feeling coming. What do I do with it? Let me go ahead and tap dance around it. What do you want, feeling? And then the feeling tells you, I want clothes. That'll make me feel more fulfilled. Or please go find somebody to spend time with. I don't care who it is. Make it anybody. I'm lonely. Please go find somebody. You get stuck in a relationship that's unsavory, to say the least. On and on. You feel a sense of emptiness. Go eat some food. That pattern says, go eat some food. Go eat as much as possible and don't stop because I don't want to feel this feeling. So that's not freedom. And people think, well, a little bit won't hurt me, a little bit here, a little bit there, but most people are lying to themselves. I think we live in a society of people that are lying to themselves and doing these things and dulling their lives. And look, this is no judgment. This is just the society that we kind of live in. And the reason I'm getting on here and telling you this is because, again, I've been there. I had a Reddit vice. I was on Reddit all the time, constant checking in with the news, constant checking in with nonsense, constant learning about stuff that just was low vibration. I had an addiction to television. I would watch a lot of TV, even if it's just an hour a day, even if it's just 1 hour a day of TV. I was watching TV at the end of my day because I was stressed out and I didn't want to feel that stress. So instead of dealing with the stressful feeling, I'd watch TV. And then what happens is you get a backlog of stress and you're not actually making those changes, right? So I'm not sitting here in judgment. I'm not sitting here higher than thou. I'm telling you, because now I'm on the other side of it, I'm telling you how much better life is. This is not a maybe. There's no question mark here. I'm never, ever, ever regretting that I didn't watch a little more TV yesterday. I'm never regretting that I didn't watch a little bit more Instagram, that I didn't doom scroll for like 5 minutes. Never, not once. I'll tell you, I haven't had a sip of alcohol in I don't even know, 10 years or something. I've had maybe a couple sips of wine, maybe. Not once have I sat thinking, I really wish I would have drank more alcohol last week. I really regret that. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. I'm never regretting that I'm not on Tinder, going on random dates, looking for somebody to love me. Not regretting it. Not once. It's a waste of time. Nothing wrong with dating apps if you're on those things, but I think a lot of us can use these things as distractions. And so here's the thing. What we need to do is, the obstacle is the way. The poison is the medicine. We have to go into those uncomfortable feelings. And this is what a big part of the past 8 years of my process for healing myself and my body, mind, and spirit. A big part of this process has been letting my feelings come up to the surface and letting them transmute and learning how to do that. I've studied with Buddhist monks. I studied with meditation teachers. I got a yoga teacher training. I did all kinds of certifications because I realized when I started sitting with myself and not going to my vices, not turning to the indulgences, not going to compulsions, toxic relationships. That was another one. I was always engrossed in some kind of a drama mess of a relationship, and that is a compulsion. That is a vice. That is a vice. If you're in one of those, that's a vice, my friend. That's a distraction mechanism. It's a diversion that your ego's using to keep you from feeling the feelings the important stuff that you really need to be dealing with. So what I've learned is, over the past 8 years, when we feel these feelings, when we let these feelings come up and we let them be felt, then we're unstoppable. Then life is yours. Then your life belongs to you and it doesn't belong to your patterns. Your life belongs to you and it doesn't belong to the fear, or the sadness or the loneliness. Your life belongs to you and you're making your choices based off of what your heart wants, not what your patterns want. And that's where real freedom lies. So what this looks like in real time, it's not like you're sitting there whipping yourself, and you're not in a room shaving your head, wearing a saffron robe. Good for you if you want to do that. But what it looks like in real time is stop going on your phone. Leave your phone alone. It's not, there's no glitz and glamour here. There's no strobe lights are going to happen. People want a spiritual process and they want some miraculous breakthrough, and they want to hire energy healers and they want psychics to come into their lives. None of that stuff is useful. None of that stuff has any value. The only value and the only breakthroughs you're going to have is when you set your phone aside, stop distracting yourself, stop doing your compulsive behaviors, and get real brave. This is going to take a lot of bravery. I'm telling you this from the other side. I know it's not easy, but I know you can do it. And human to human, you got this. The only way to get a breakthrough in any part of your life is you've got to let go of all the things you're using to distract yourself, even the ones that seem benign. Even that, like, just a little ice cream cone at the end of the day, just a little TV, just 30 minutes of TV. I'm just going to watch 30 minutes of TV. Spend the next month really being diligent to watch when your mind is wanting you to distract yourself from your feelings. That's when you know this is a compulsion, this is a vice, I'm not doing it. The more that we do this, the more that we consciously say, okay, wait, I see myself reaching for that thing, that cigarette, that weed, that alcohol, that toxic person, that whatever it is. I see it. Let me back off for just a minute. Let's see what's underneath here. What's trying to be felt? Let me not reach for my phone today. Let me just be with myself. What's coming up? What's arising? What's here? What's present? It's not sexy, friends. It's not sexy. Nobody wants to hear this, but this is the answer. There's no answer besides this. This is the answer. And then when you sit with yourself and you feel these feelings, a lightness comes over you. It's finally being seen, something that's been wanting to be seen. You're not now shoving Band-Aids on top of it in the form of whatever indulgence, ice cream cones, I don't know why I'm saying ice cream cones, pizza, whatever. You're letting it be felt. And then when it's felt, well, why would we want to sit here and feel these feelings? I don't want to feel these feelings, Brenda. I know you might be saying, why do I want to live my life like this? I don't want to sit here feeling miserable. My therapist said it's okay to, distract myself sometimes. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it is. But I'm telling you that these feelings are ready to be felt. If they weren't ready to be felt, you wouldn't be having them. So we got to let these feelings be felt. And then once we let these feelings be felt, then we're not playing Twister with our lives, saying, okay, let me do this thing, and let's find this person, and let's do this distraction. And you got yourself all bound up doing things that don't really bring you any joy. And you're not really addressing the root issue, whatever the root issue might be. Another example of this is somebody who really gets stressed out by their work. Super stressed, and then at the end of the day, they need a big, huge glass of wine. Those monster glasses of wine that fit like a whole bottle. Instead of feeling the stress every day, and realizing I'm stressed, I don't like my work. This is stressful. I am stressed. Let me sit with this stress for a minute. And then you'll come to the realization you got to do something about that. If you're faced with the stress every single day, well, now what am I going to do about this? Eventually you get so sick of feeling the stress, you have to actually do something about it. It's hard work. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is easy. It's not going to be easy when you start feeling your feelings. But you feel that stress. It's been a hard day. I feel stressed. Now what? That's what happens. Now what am I going to do with this? How am I going to handle this? What do I need to do inside to feel okay with it? Or what do I need to do outside to fix it? What kind of job can I get instead? What can I do inside to change my situation? People don't want to do that, and so that's why they turn to alcohol. But it's so much easier. It's so much easier. Really, at the end of our lives, it's so much easier to do it the way I'm telling you. To do it the way I'm telling you and face that stress head on. Face the pain head on. Face the loneliness head on. It's so much easier. It seems like it's not. I know, I just said it's not going to be easy. Neither path is easy. Both paths are challenging, but the much easier one, once you get over there, once you jump on the other side, once you rip the Band-Aid off and you just start feeling your feelings, so much easier on this other side. You don't even need a practice for this, by the way. So if at the end of the day, you're used to zoning out on TV or zoning out with a big glass of wine and TV, you just simply don't do those things. You sit with the stress, write it out in a journal, or just sit with the feelings. Just be there for yourself. And people are like, but what do I do? You be there. You be there in the silence. You be there in the stillness. You be there and write out your thoughts. You be there and sit in meditation. You be there and maybe put some music on and dance a little bit. You be there and cook dinner for yourself. You be there in your thoughts, but also in your body. You be present for what's arising. You be present for the present moment. it's just the most natural thing. Human beings have been doing it since human beings were alive, since we've existed. You can do this. You can be with yourself. You can be with your inner state. You can be with whatever's happening. And the minute that we come to that realization, I can be with whatever the hell is coming up inside of me. I can be with it. I can be okay with it. This is a choice. This is a practice. This is a training thing. The more that you sit with and be okay with what's going on inside of yourself, the more you're free. The more freedom you have, then you are free, my friend. Then you're free. Really, truly free. Then you're not beholden to, again, to feeling uncomfortable in your own skin, unless you have a certain checklist of things that are done throughout the day, that are given to you, certain circumstances. You're not counting on the outside world basically to feel okay inside. You're just okay inside because you're okay inside. So take a look at your vices, especially those vices that are holding you back. And by the way, most vices are holding us back. So take a look at your vices and get rid of those vices. Get rid of the ones, especially the ones you really don't want to let go of. The ones we really don't want to let go of, those are the ones that have so much power and energy that you've bound up into it. The minute you let go of that vice, you reclaim a lot of energy and power, and your life will change. Your life will change. This is a guarantee, my friend. Money back guarantee. Your life is going to change when you let go of your vices. When you just start going into life without leaning on things to soften the blows, things start to come alive. Things start to get electric. The world starts to have a electricity to it, and you start to have an electricity to the things that you do. You start to change your mind about what you want to do. You start to change your mind about what you're capable of. It's really so much more fun. Like, people think it's boring. People think it's boring to not have vices. I think it's so boring to have vices. I think it's so boring to, when you feel a sense when you feel an emotion, when you feel something coming up in your system, to just always shut it down, to not feel the symphony of what's happening inside of yourself, to not let the music play as it's playing, to not dance with the music of life. Instead of reaching for your vices, start dancing with the music of life. Start being there in your life, and watch how much more fun you have. It is so much more fun. The people around you will be more fun. The people that aren't around you, it'll feel so nice. The things that you're eating, the things that you're doing with your time, the things that you're exploring, the things that you decide that you're capable of. It's just like a never-ending upward trajectory when you let go of your vices. Now, the last thing I want to say is, just because you let go of your vices doesn't mean that you're never going to use these things again. It means that you're now in charge of how you're using them. So take a little time without your vices. That way, when you indulge in something like alcohol, cigarettes, weed, whatever you want, I don't care. When you're indulging in those indulgences, it's for pure enjoyment. It's not something you need to do. It's not something you're required to have to feel okay. It's just a nice little accoutrement to life. Then you enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest. You don't really enjoy the vices that you're having if you have to do them all the time. Then they're just kind of getting you to baseline. If you're using your vices the way that I just said, where it's a choice and you have agency, and it's something you actually want to do, it's not something that you feel you need to be okay, then it's a real added icing on the cake of your life. That's the way we can use those little indulgences, right? So if you want any more information about body, mind, and spirit harmonization, if you want weekly group coaching, live workshops, a whole course catalog filled with fitness, nutrition, a lifestyle, spiritual development, yoga practices, and so much more, join the School of Transformation at brendaturner.com/transform. And for the whole month of December, all my courses are 50% off with the promo code INSIDER. So it's founding member pricing at the School of Transformation for a little while longer. Then the price is going to go up soon. I highly recommend that you get in there and try the 7-day free trial to see if that's something that's a fit for you. And if that's not, if that doesn't resonate, I'm still here for you no matter what. I'm so grateful for your time today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.